Welcome back, everybody, to the Jen and Thomas podcast. I am your host, Thomas, and with me today is a very special guest. You know, he's moving all around. You're like, where is he? Where's he going? No one knows. You always catch him holding the box, moving something, you could say.
A mover.
A mover. Brandon Churchill, how you doing?
What's up, buddy? I'm doing well.
I'm recording. That's what is up. Thought you were going to ask me how I was, but it's fine.
No, I know how you are.
So anyway, Brandon, we have a shaken drink and a chilled coupe, so we're going to have to get right into it today. We got to build the drink before we can drink it. So today what we're taste testing is Summum, S-U-M-M-U-M, organic flavored vodka, Citron. It is a French vodka.
Summum.
Where's mine?
Summum?
No.
Summum.
Yeah, and it is 40%. And this was Chris's favorite at Total Wine. So here we go.
Plastic shot glass. One of these days we'll use real ones.
Mm-hmm. It is a wheat vodka. I do feel it to be pretty smooth. I think this would be a lot better chilled, so it'll be better in the drink.
Ooh.
Not a huge favorite around here. I've never had this vodka before. I don't hate it, but it's far from my favorite.
Danielle says she would like it in Sprite.
I think that'd be pretty good.
I think you're right. By itself, meh.
Yeah.
I give it 2 mehs.
Yeah. Well, and this is Death & Co.'s variation of the Cosmopolitan. So it's 2 ounces citrus vodka, 3/4 ounce Cointreau, ½ ounce of fresh lime juice, ½ ounce of cranberry juice, ½ ounce of simple syrup, which simple syrup is not in every recipe for this. So they're trying to make it a little more balanced, which I'll get into later. But let's go ahead and try this. Hopefully it's not too warm by now. Oh, that was a little gentle, but...
Okay.
How you thinking and feeling about it? Did you try it, Danielle? How you thinking and feeling so far?
I'm hesitating because I don't want to compare this too much to the daiquiri of last episode because those were really good.
And this is similar in a lot of ways.
Right, and then I definitely taste the similarities. I almost think it needs to be more sweet.
More sweet?
I think so.
See, a lot of recipes actually call for no simple syrup, and even I found it to be too sour. Because I like sour and bitter, but it needs to be a balance. And this is actually a little more muted, the vodka, than the Citron Absolute, which I used last time. So I feel like this actually is a little smoother.
The second sip was better.
Yeah.
That second sip tasted more well-balanced.
Yeah. And one of the other recipes that we're going to be doing for the second drink actually calls for a flamed orange twist garnish, which I didn't bring, unfortunately.
Appreciate you not burning down my New York City loft.
Oh yeah, live on location. Brandon's New York City loft. It's a rental while he's moving into a new bar. But yeah, so Brandon, I don't know, where are you ranking this? Because I feel like for me this is a drink that doesn't really have a whole lot of depth. You know what I mean? Like with the daiquiri, you can get a lot of depth using the kind of rum because
right.
I've talked about some Jamaicans rum have a good funk to it. Some of them have some really good flavors, but vodka is supposed to be odorless and tasteless.
Yeah. This might be a generic 7 moving boxes.
7 moving boxes. I personally, I think I'm only going to go with a 5 out of 10 blue agaves.
Really?
If I'm being honest.
Okay.
I don't know. We're going to try to
impress you, did it?
Yeah, no, we're going to be doing a second recipe later today. Well, and I was kind of brainstorming some Cosmos the other day, and I went through a lot of recipes that I just did not really enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a dark days thing, but kind of in the 80s is a bad time for cocktails, and that's kind of when this popped up.
I feel like, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just guessing. Mm-hmm. I'm just spitballing. I'm just talking shit because we already drank our drink. 80s, maybe it was more of a time for beer.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know all of those specific things, but I just know that it was just an era of a lot of overly sugar. This was around the time the Tequila Sunrise became popular, which we did not love.
Right.
So people were just kind of throwing a bunch of shit together. I'm not saying that this is bad. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah,
and Carrie from Sex and the City seemed to like it.
Okay.
But I mean, it's pink, so maybe it was just because it matched the show.
That's probably more the direction they were going.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't hate it.
The second recipe we're doing is going to be very different. So we're going to balance it. I do like this. I think I like this better than I'll like the second one. But
the more I drink it, the more I like it.
Yeah?
But I am going to stick with my same rating because I
Yeah.
think that was a fair rating.
I think it's just unfortunate we didn't like have it fresh because we made it and then we had to get our vodka taste. So I wonder if that first sip of truly ice cold is any better. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
Mine's pretty ice cold.
To me, it just seems a little like it seems like there's a lot in this and a lot of a process for kind of just like a fruity drink.
Yeah, no, I agree with. Yeah, there is a lot in this for it to just be pretty plain.
Yeah. So I don't know. Sorry, everybody. I don't love it.
But that's fine. But I'm saying it is still a good drink. But there are better drinks out there that you should order over this.
Oh, absolutely. And,
Don't order this because it's going to piss the bartender off. They got to grab
Oh,
5
yeah.
things to make it when you could have ordered a daiquiri that takes 3 ingredients.
Well, and also there are going to be
Sorry.
there are going to be better cranberry drinks that we make in here.
Like a vodka cranberry.
Yeah. So let's see what David won. Hold on.
So you might as well just order a vodka cranberry.
That's honestly a vodka cranberry with lemon vodka and a squirt of lime. Somehow that's better than this.
Somehow that's better, and it's got less ingredients.
right.
There is an art in simplicity.
There is. There truly is. So let's see what David Wondrich has to say about the Cosmopolitan in
Please.
the Spirits and Cocktails Oxford Guide. The Cosmopolitan is a sour made of lemon-flavored vodka, historically Absolute Citron, and that's what I used last time. But I like this a little better. I feel like it's just a little
Elevated?
smoother.
A little elevated.
And,
A little
yeah,
more
and
mature.
also, I don't know. I just struggle with how this is sometimes a little too sour without being balanced. Anyway, so lemon flavor vodka, fresh lime juice, Cointreau, and cranberry juice served up in colloquially, how do you say that? Colloquially? You know what's like locally or like, oh, it's the thing.
I think you've said it too many times. I can't tell you.
No, that's anyway. It's known as the Cosmo. It is the only cocktail of the last years of the 20th century to have attained the status of a household name. As such, it has served as a bridge. It has served as a bridge drink of sorts, linking the dark ages of mixology and the beginning of the craft cocktail revival, because that was much more late 90s, early 2000s, when a lot of people were going through these old books to get their to get those pre-prohibition cocktails, which are really popular now. Manhattan, old-fashioned, daiquiri, all those types.
This is a little strong.
Yeah.
Catching a little
Yeah, because these
buzz
are
off it.
2 ounces of vodka,
Right.
and then a 3/4 ounce of Cointreau.
Oh yeah, the Cointreau too.
I forgot who I was talking to. I was at another arborist conference thing. I was with some people and I was talking about my podcast, and then they were like, "Oh, what's it called?" I'm like, "Oh, Gin and Thomas," and they're like, "Oh, that is perfect. I'll have to give it a listen." I'm like, "Don't. It's bad. Don't listen to it. Don't let people in my work world listen to that bad pot." No, I'm just kidding.
No, I've run into something similar where I'm just like,
When I'm at work, I'm like, "You don't have to listen to it."
listen at your own risk, and don't listen to it out loud at work.
Yeah.
We're
Not
safe-
even because it's bad, but
No.
because they'd be like, "You listen to this? You're fired. We thought you were smart."
No, it's
But yeah. So anyway, we were talking about drinks, and then they were like, "Oh, I love a margarita," and they're talking about how they're like, "Oh, we just use the sour mix." I'm like, first of all, disgusting.
ew.
But second of all, you got to be careful because depending on how you get it, sometimes it's just tequila, salt, and lime, or simple syrup.
Yeah.
I was like, but if you get like a golden margarita, which is sometimes called, or like the ones made with Cointreau, that's like an extra shot.
Yeah.
And you have a couple of those, and then you're blasted. So yeah. But anyway, here's a little more about the Cosmo. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just to give a little more of the background. Like most famous cocktails, it has a confused and contested history, with American bartenders from coast to coast laying claim to either the invention or popularizing the drink. However, most of these claims lack any supporting evidence, which I just want to come in. Like, could you imagine a drink just like sweeping the nation? Just be like, "Oh, that was me, actually."
Right.
I couldn't imagine.
I created the gin and tonic.
Yeah, the recipe that came to be known and served as the Cosmopolitan worldwide was most likely formulated in 1988 by bartender Toby Cicchini
Sacchini?
at the Odeon at the Tribeca, then one of the most chic and notorious restaurants in Manhattan.
Huh?
Yeah, so anyway,
That tracks.
a little bit of a history, and then there's just some more deeper stuff, which I'm not trying to bore you. Maybe if we did like a full YouTube video on some of the history of these drinks, but I'm not going to bore you guys with reading like a page and a half of cocktail history. Unless you want to know. If you guys want that, let me know. You know, if that's what you're truly here for. But anyway.
I feel like that would be like that's when you start the Gin and Thomas blog page.
Yeah, the newsletter.
Yeah.
But I can't copy and paste that.
Right.
But I can copy and read it. Anyway, Danielle, we actually need your review before we move forward. I have an itinerary, and I can't do it until the review is over.
I like it, but I think it's lacking something, and I don't know what it's lacking. Or I think that we could do something to spruce it up, but I don't know. But I mean, it's not
I don't know
bad.
either.
I'll drink it and I'll like it, and it's probably like a 6 out of 10. Flowers.
Okay, that's fine.
I feel the same way, honestly. And if you have to put another goddamn ingredient in this to spruce it up,
I know.
it's got too many ingredients.
Well, and here's the thing. A part of me feels a little bad because I didn't use the absolute citron, right? Because that's what it traditionally calls for.
Sure.
But when I was picking which recipes to use for this, I got sick of absolute citron.
Yeah.
Which, not saying like I don't like it anymore, but I was like, let's just do something different. And, you know, let's showcase some other vodka. So, and also, we've been talking about vodka so damn much. I had to get a vodka in here.
I know,
but there's not a lot of vodka cocktails.
I really wish we could have had the Two Bears vodka or the Porosos, but obviously
in due time, my child.
I know. Well, they're only live in like 3 states right now, and we, by the way, don't live next to any of those states, so
no,
it's gonna be a minute.
Well, speaking of weird vodkas, man, there's a vodka I'm trying to track down. It's made in Alaska, so who knows how I'll be able to find it. But it's a smoked salmon vodka.
What?
Yeah.
I guess if you're doing like a Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary, or maybe there's some... I don't know, man. Like, I'm interested to seeing where you can go. Because there's a lot of, foods that call for, like, fish sauce that don't taste like fish.
Yeah.
So could you... And also, and I think we need to start looking at cocktails very similar. It's like... Oh, shoot. You know what? I did miss a thing. Lately, this is... I'm going to finish one thought first. So, anyway, I feel like the smoked salmon... And I'll go onto their website and see what people are saying online and trying to find some recipes. But, like, I want to see what's going on. Maybe it is only good for Bloody Marys or Bloody Caesars, which is the Bloody Mary with clam juice.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like there's something there.
Potentially.
And it's cheap.
Okay, there you go.
So I don't even really have to fork over too much.
Okay.
But anyway, what I was about to say is, like with drinks and with food, I feel like we need to start viewing cocktails that way. Because like when you make a food, you season your food, right? So we kind of season our cocktails, and maybe that's what I would say like the point of bitters is.
Seasoning.
I feel like maybe a couple dashes of Angostura orange bitters would work because that's a very toasty orange flavor, as opposed to the Fee Brothers who have a very sweet orange.
Right.
Or even Reagan's number 6 that has a very interesting flavor. But another thing I've been doing at home, I'm starting to do this with all my cocktails when I make them at home. And maybe I'll start doing it for the podcast, but I just put in like half a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
And it just opens things up.
Yeah, I agree.
So maybe that is the little bit of depth we're missing. I don't know.
What if this would be? I don't know if this would work, but salt the lime and then squeeze it.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that would really. I don't know if the difference between that and putting that in the shaker. We can try it, but I don't know if it'll make a difference.
I don't know. Because they always say salt your tomatoes.
Yeah,
like
but that's
that.
if you're like eating a tomato or making something with tomatoes.
I don't know. I just feel like it would infuse it more somehow. I don't know.
Well, yes. Well, so that's the thing is if you had salted lime juice, that would actually be interesting.
Oh yeah, there you go. Huh.
Maybe if we found that might be its own thing though,
yeah.
separate from salting the cocktail. But maybe we could make kind of a salted lime juice because there's a lot of beers lately that are doing a salt and lime cerveza. So that's actually pretty interesting.
I think we just did a salt and lime, didn't we?
We did a salt and lime beer, didn't we?
I think so. I don't know if that one's out yet.
Oh, you're talking about the micheladas?
No, I think the mango cart.
Yeah, that was salt and lime.
It
that
was
like
street cart had this was salt and lime.
And then Dos Equis does one, and so does someone else. But shoot, what was I just talking? Oh, right, salting the cocktail. So I just been doing like a little half sprinkle in some of these, and I feel like it does really work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And margarita, I put the flaky salt on top because I was at the and another evidence of this is I was at the Soulard Farmers Market, got the Bloody Mary, of course, right? And there's salt on the rim, and I took it. I'm like, damn, these first sips are so good. But then when I run out of salt on the rim, I'm like, why didn't they salt the Bloody Mary?
Agreed.
And I've been messing around with Bloody Marys at home before I tragically lost the batch the night before that I made for Mardi Gras. Just fell over in my kitchen. and I
R.I.P..
couldn't rebuild it until like the next day or two. But that Bloody Mary mixture calls for like, no, salt the mixture,
Right.
and then you can salt your rim.
Well, Bloody Marys are a whole thing because honestly, they're kind of a meal.
Yeah, I love it.
You know how like tomato soup is a meal? It's kind of along the same vein.
Oh, yeah. But you know what else, Brandon? I think this actually opens up a good opportunity. Because if you salt your cocktail, like your margarita, your Bloody Mary, you can put something else on the rim.
Like tahini?
Tahini, or like with a Bloody Mary, perhaps like a peppercorn rim. Twisted Ranch does the ranch dressing seasoning. That's what they put on the rim. And then they use a ranch vodka.
So I sent you a picture today from when we were having lunch, Danielle and I were.
That cocktail menu.
I think.
You know what? It's actually starting to get better.
Yeah, that's what I said.
This drink here.
It's odd.
Brandon's a little lower. He's drank more than I am, but now that I'm getting towards the bottom, I think I'm going to bump it up to a 6.
Yeah, like I said, it got better the more I got into it. I don't know what that's about.
I don't know, but also everybody, full disclosure, I'm not sick, but I do have a stuffy nose, so that is maybe clouding my taste a little bit. But the thing is, though, this is so citrus forward that's still cutting through, and I can still smell it. I'm just not as open. No, I'm liking it better as it goes, but it's still not great.
I still like it. I'm standing by my rating.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing. When I gave it a 5, it's not bad. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're
you
fine.
Continue.
No, so we went to this place near the new house for lunch.
Which is not far from my house.
Dangerous.
So that means podcasting every day, boys. We're moving to Barbados.
But it's like a burger restaurant, I guess.
I'll cut it. What is it?
Stacked STL. But so they have like burgers. Obviously, you can do a build your own burger, but the burger of the month is a salmon patty burger,
brother.
Which we
with
were
my
talking about
salmon vodka cosmopolitan. Oh, that would be so
We were
bad.
talking about that, and I was like, "Oh, the salmon patty." But no, I sent you a picture of their like cocktail stuff. I took a picture of all these, but they have a build your own Manhattan or old fashioned.
That's interesting.
Can I read some of these to you?
Go ahead, but I want to throw one thing at you.
Please.
The recipe that we're using today from the Death & Co. recipe for the Cosmopolitan. This is actually the Death & Co.'s Cocktail Codex, which is the everything comes from the same 6 cocktails.
Right.
Cosmo is a descendant of the sidecar, but Manhattan is a variation on a martini. Just wanted to throw that at you.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So this build your own Manhattan or old fashioned. Step 1, you choose your bourbon or whiskey, and then you get to pick your bitter flavor.
Okay.
I'm gonna read these to you. We got orange, cherry, black walnut, Angostura, peach, cardamom.
I have most of those at home, so I'm gonna be. I've actually been tearing through my. It's like smoked cherry. I've been blowing through that with my Manhattans. The cherry works so well. Anyway, sorry, continue.
The next step is your style, so either Manhattan or old-fashioned. So the Manhattan served up on the rocks, or the old-fashioned, you get to choose your sweetener. So the sweetener's sugar cube, or spiced cherry orange, or vanilla, or brown sugar cardamom, or simple syrup.
Damn.
So I would imagine the spiced cherry orange might be, I don't know if that's a mix, or if they literally just have...
Like, is that juice, or is that a syrup made from those?
I bet it's a syrup.
Okay.
And then it says prices start at $7. You can cut them in here, but this is for your information. Prices start at $7, and it depends on the bourbon and whiskey after that.
That is really cool. I would love to go and check that out. See how it holds up.
They also had a couple different Bloody Mary.
Oh, brother.
And you were talking about seasoning the rim.
Mm-hmm.
They do a barbecue rub around the rim.
That would be great.
Of their meat, like their meat lovers, Bloody Mary.
That would probably go great with a Bloody Bowl, which uses beef broth.
Yeah. Well,
speaking of which,
go on. They did this meat one was a bacon vodka.
I was at Randall's. I was at Randall's and saw the bacon vodka, and I'm like,
brother.
I'm really missing out. If I liked bacon, that would slap.
Exactly.
But speaking of Bloody Marys, man, I've been using a black pepper infused vodka. And you take a sip and you're like, that's black pepper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not spicy, but it has that in it. And then I made some Bloody Marys, and I tried it with regular vodka and the black pepper, and it doesn't taste more like black pepper, but it has that little extra layer, and you're like, oh, this is it.
Adds a little depth.
Yeah, I really, really
Adds
liked
that
it.
seasoning you were
Adds
talking
that seasoning. And then I found out in, I think it's Edwardsville, maybe Collins. I'm always getting those two confused. But there's a distillery out there that makes a horseradish vodka.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I like horseradish.
Is it Old Herald?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's in my screenshots. I can find it. But and that's the thing is, I think for the Bloody Mary, I'm liking my black pepper infused. But for my Bloody Bowl, which you make with beef broth, horseradish goes great with beef. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's what I use for the Bloody Bowl. And then what do I do with the Bloody Caesar, with the clam juice? Is that where I put the salmon vodka?
The salmon vodka.
I don't know. So we're going to figure it out. Oh, dude, and I actually got a Bloody Mary recipe book. But it's more than just Bloody Marys. It's like, here's Bloody Marys, here are things that are like kind of Bloody Marys.
Uh-huh.
But they have one. So the Bloody Bowl's made with beef broth, but they have like a wild game Bloody Mary. And it's like you use like venison and rabbit broth.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just kind of cool. And then like some of these,
Okay.
and then one of these Death and Co. books has a Bloody Mary Verde, which instead of tomatoes you use tomatillo. So it's more of a chili or a Verde salsa type
Right.
thing, you know. So I don't know, man. I'm excited. It's
Oh,
as
dude.
my island of knowledge grows, so do my shores of ignorance. And so it's like the more I learn, I'm realizing there's so much more I'm missing out on.
Oh, yeah, no. I get that. Bud Light
Bud Light.
just came out with a variety pack of geladas.
Oh yeah.
Tahini
You
enchiladas
had
at
said that
that.
to me. And for those of you at home listening and may or may not know, Brandon and I love chiladas, right? So, but they're a little too heavy for me to drink all the time. But Brandon and I, we do the chiladas at Mardi Gras.
Yep.
We've
It's
only
kind
done
of
it
a
twice,
staple,
but
yeah.
it's a staple now. You know,
Just me and you. We're the only ones who do it, but
Well, yeah, and then other people are like, oh, can I have a sip? And then they're like, ugh,
what are you
God.
doing? And then we're hammered by the time
Yeah,
we get
I
there
know,
because
it's
they're,
very-
they're tall boys.
Yeah, they are only tall boys.
I think are they like 24 ounces?
No, they're big boys. They're not even tall boys. They're big. They're like
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like 24 ounces.
It has to be because it's more than
because it's
16.
like 2 cans put
It's
together.
2 cans tall.
Yeah, so
but
it's 24 ounces. Because like the 16s are a
They're
little
like
bit skinnier.
Yeah, it must be 24.
It's for sure a 24 ouncer.
Yeah, so this one here, Bud Light's coming out with their chelada, and they have pina, which means like heart, kind of. It's like the pina of the agave,
Oh, okay.
and that's like the heart. But then pina is also pineapple. I don't know, or maybe that's wrong. I don't know. Chile limon, which I might like,
I'm in.
and that's much more of the tahini flavor. And then the last one is mango nada. Mangalada?
Mangalada?
I don't know. This picture is a little blurry when you zoom in that much. But anyway, it's they are all Bud Light tahini flavors, and
Yep.
tahini's good, but no,
So
sorry.
if I can find them, catch that on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll be doing
I'd have
I'd have a
gelato.
tahini.
I'd have a
and then we just
tahini,
take a
tahini
bunch of we
gelato.
just snort a bunch of lines of tahini. Brendan, you're not liking that vodka, man.
I'm sipping on it.
I know it's not good for shooting.
It's growing on me a little
Yeah.
bit. Just like the Cosmo.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's good, but it's not great. The vodka, it's pretty good. I just don't know if this will be my new staple.
You know what my new staple
Because I'm trying to
is?
find
Oh,
to
go
find a good vodka for me. But go on.
Well,
Well,
We might.
Poor Osos if it even gets here.
we might find a good one.
But I am think I'm looking for that wheat. So I'm gonna go through some Grey Goose soon. After this bottle's done, I'm gonna go get some Grey Goose
Sure.
and see how that treats me.
Okay. I'm here for that. Speaking of new staples, last night
You
The-
bought a stapler. Thomas got that.
That's Morgan Walmart. Whatever. New staple. The group tried the brand new Crown Royal Blackberry.
I didn't even know this was a thing until you were telling me about it earlier, before we recorded.
Tried it by itself. Pretty good. Got the nice blackberry flavoring in there. And then we put it in lemonade. And brother, blackberry lemonade, dude.
No, that does sound good. I mean, blackberry is a flavor that I feel like has been missing, and I don't know if you remember, but I think it was a Truly vodka seltzer. It was lemon and blackberry.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
maybe those are two things that are meant to go together.
I think it's the new move, honestly.
Yeah.
I would like to try to find maybe a less sugary lemonade, but
Maybe that's just something you kind of make like a sour with. You use the
Yeah.
blackberry crown, you throw in some lemon juice, and then like a little bit of simple.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Turn it into something like this.
Yeah.
Shake it.
Not
Maybe.
stirred.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of talking about flavors that match. I actually have a couple of these, like, they're cookbooks, right? They're not really made for drinks,
Yeah.
but... Ew, gross, sorry. I have one called, like, the Flavor Bible, and, like, there's, like, all these, like, different flavors, and then there's, like, it makes it like a color wheel, and then in those things are different flavors, and then you match it up, like, how you would on a color wheel. Mm-hmm. Then I have another book where it just lists, like, what a flavor is. It'll be, like, cherry. And then underneath it, it just, like, lists all the things that go well with cherry. And then some will be, like, bold and underlined depending on how good it matches with that. And then I got another one called What to Drink with What You Eat. And so it's, like, how to... most of the things listed are wines, because that's a little more of the fine dining. But it does talk about, like, oh, gin goes well with this, right?
Okay.
And so I'm, like, going through that, and I'm, like, trying to match up. And it's mostly for cooking, but it still works if you're just making cocktails. You're like, oh, this flavor goes with this. Oh, well, cherry goes with... chocolate, so maybe I can make a Manhattan use cherry and chocolate bitters. I don't know.
Then you get that cherry cordial flavor.
Yeah, exactly. And I told you this off air as well, is I got 2 new bottles of bitters today. I got, or yesterday, whenever I went to the store, I can't remember. Yesterday, sorry. And so I got, no, it was today. What am I talking about, dude? I'm sorry. Because I had to buy a bottle of Contro for today. So I went and got black walnut bitters, which walnut is a good depth and it adds like a lot. But then I also got some
Love
tobacco bitters.
Dude, I cannot
And so
wait.
I know. And then I told you this, like, I want to make, there is a drink called a cigar, I think. So we're going to make that.
Okay.
But then we're also going to make something else. We're going to figure out our own. Because remember, when I was in Arizona, I went to this place and they had a cocktail called I Only Smoke When I Drink.
Uh-huh.
And it had tobacco bitters. And I couldn't find them anywhere. And so anyway, I'm like, oh, dude, we're gonna make something. We're gonna smoke a drink. We're gonna have the tobacco bitters in there. But now I want to go in there because tobacco is more than just like smoking cigarettes. Like it has its own smell. It has its own taste for things. And so I'm gonna go into this book and really look at like what matches with tobacco. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna really try to build that up and figure it out.
I'm here for it.
But then also, Brandon, if we're gonna be trying to make our own cocktails, that's not something I can do by myself. That's something we're going to have like a bunch of people over.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to make like 6 cocktails. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to waste these. And I'm certainly not going to drink them myself as I'm trying to balance them. So we're going to have to be like, all right, Corner Goblin, you get this one. Danielle, you get this one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then Tinez, you get this one. He'll be like, oh, that's healthy.
That's healthy.
That's
too much salt.
I have another thing. I have another it's healthy reference, but I do think it's time for a second drink, Brandon. So,
I agree.
I'm what do you call it when it's a cliffhanger?
Yeah,
Cliffhanger for the second half of the show.
Even though it's no time passes for you.
But I tell you what, 2 minutes will have passed for us. All right, let me write this down. All right, we'll be right back. Sorry for that long intermission, everybody. We were making the second drink. So today, I want us to take a sip, and then I'll tell you what's going on.
Okay. This is
and freshly cold. Wow, look at us.
I think it's
almost forgot.
a little more beautiful. Oh,
we're being too gentle.
Let's get another one.
We're not getting it. I'm too scared
happening?
of spilling it.
I know. I think I need to do like a pinch grip. I'm afraid to.
We're doing it softer every time.
It's
also too full.
Yeah.
We'll cheers again when it's lower.
Fair enough. We cheered like 8 times there.
I know.
Interesting.
Very sour.
Very sour.
So this is why this is the second drink and not the first one. Because I think the Death & Co. one is the best out of the ones I've tried.
So is this your... What is this?
So this is from the Cocktail Bible. I don't know who wrote this, but it's...
Not Jesus.
Hamlin. Just says Hamlin. An A to Z of recipes, notes, and techniques, with anecdotes for the curious and techniques for the adventurous. So this recipe, the Cosmopolitan, immortalized in the late 1990s by the television show Sex and the City, its cultural significance possibly outweighs its quality. That's very true. I think it's more well-known than it is good. 100%. However, the popularity of the Cosmopolitan shows little signs of waning. Its origins have been hotly disputed since the 70s, and the version below reflects the best of them all. So it sounds like this person just kind of took maybe what they thought was the best out of it. Whatever. So this person does 1.5 parts vodka, 3/4 Cointreau, 1/2 lime juice, 1/2 cranberry juice. So it's equal parts cranberry and vodka.
Well,
When the
guess
last
what?
one was a 1/2 ounce of vodka. You spiking it?
I'm gonna fix it.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna do all this one, but
Damn, brother. You might have to stir that with your pinky or something.
well, so this is already less vodka than the last one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so the first one is 2 ounces, and then this one's 1 1/2. But then the cranberry is doubled.
Can I get a drum roll?
Sorry, that was a really sad
better.
drum roll. Is it? I don't know. Like,
if you want to take the rest of that into yours,
let me get a little more sipping here to get my flavor profile. So,
I did. I drank it down a little bit before I did that. So
like, all I'm getting is cranberry is the problem.
yeah,
And the lime juice would cut through something else, but the thing is cranberry is already tart and sour.
yeah.
So you're just trying to balance sour with more sour. And this is why I think the Death & Co. one works well, is that had simple syrup to help smooth things out. But that one was still missing something.
Right.
So, I don't know, man.
I'm left in there.
Yeah,
that's.
I just took a shot of that vodka and I made a face. I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad. I don't know,
mean,
man.
it's
The
not
vodka,
great,
this
but-
vodka is very mixed for me. I think it's good for mixing, but on its own, I'm not interested.
Yeah,
But I don't really drink vodka on its own. I had this friend who would just sip vodka, and he'd have it ice cold, just pour it into like a little glass, like just kind of like a couple sips at a time. And I'm like, this is it?
Why would you?
I don't know, man. He was a weird guy. All right, a little better. Again, this is just a lot of fluid. The daiquiri was like half as much,
Yep.
and that had the perfect cheers.
Yep. 100%.
Honestly, when we're empty, we can cheers it again, but like it just makes a really cool sound.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really like this one either, so I'm actually gonna give this one a 4. I love sour and tart, but this is just like
What about
sour.
what about the additional vodka though?
Oh, it's a little better
Improved it?
for
Yeah,
sure, but
that's what I
it
thought.
doesn't like fix the drink.
No.
Because I think it needs a little bit of sweetness. I do feel like it's too much cranberry, but even then, I think like the Angostura orange, which did I talk about how I was making the orange bitters last time?
Yes, how you mixed the
Yeah.
3.
So
yeah.
those 3, they each have their own little flavor profile, and I taste them individually. And the Angostura has this really cool toasty flavor to it, and I feel like that would deepen what we got going on.
I know, but I still come back to there's already so many ingredients.
Yeah.
There
No, I
shouldn't-
agree.
We
I
shouldn't
agree.
need to add another thing to this to fix it. You know how you fix it? You don't make it. You make something else.
Yeah, well, like the Cocktail Bible said, I do think the it's more popular than it is good. What am I
Yeah.
looking for? Hold on, sorry, I gotta find this drink. Thomas cut all this dead air. Goddamn son of a bitch. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so Brandon, before the break, I had mentioned that I had a drink that made me think of Tina's. That's healthy.
Okay.
So I had this drink called the Appium, subtitle Opium.
Ooh.
I don't know if Appium is, because like Appium is like Spanish kind of for celery.
All right.
Like Appio is celery.
Okay.
And so it was 1.5 ounce of mezcal, 1 ounce lime juice, 3/4 ounce simple syrup, and 4 dashes of celery bitters.
Okay.
And so I actually ran out of mezcal halfway through. So I had a 3/4 ounce of mezcal and realizing I should have just done a half drink.
Yeah.
But then I did the other 3/4 ounce with this tequila that I didn't know I didn't like until I made this drink. But it was just kind of, I don't know, man. It was kind of a miss for me. Like just celery, sugar, and mezcal. But I also never have a need for the celery bitters.
Yeah. Well,
Besides the Baiju, which we missed Chinese New Year's this year, unfortunately.
sorry, our Chinese listeners.
But that doesn't mean we're not doing the Baiju this year. I'm brewing
Bringing
something.
it back.
I'm trying to figure it out. I want to know what to do because there's
Well, that brand has a whole
Ming River.
it has a whole catalog, right?
Well, yeah, but then they also came out with like their own little like mini cookbook PDF. It's like 12-ish drinks, and like
Okay.
there's some really cool ones in there. So maybe we can figure it out together because I don't know. Baiju is just so interesting. I don't want to come forward with like the worst drink ever.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's not bad, but like it's so specific. Like I want to make sure it's something that we would at least find palatable.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, but anyway, no, there's a lot of cool stuff on there, and I want to bring in the Baiju. And then I was looking at a bunch of Japanese liquors and liqueurs.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
I got a
we gotta
whole
get there.
thing for that episode.
Because you're a weeb. Also,
I
we
wasn't
used,
even going to get into that.
well,
I have a
also,
whole other part of it.
we did a Chinese liquor for our origami episodes. I feel kind of bad about that. But we used the paper crane. It's the name of the drink, people.
Yeah.
Sheeple.
We may have to have Danielle on for the Japanese episode.
Is she Japanese?
No, we both really want to go to Japan, but
I would love to.
well, we can talk about that in that episode.
Abby's sister was stationed in Japan when she was in the Navy.
That's sick. I love that.
I know. I would love to go too.
My only problem, we're not going to get into it.
Oh, okay.
All
All right.
We'll get into it.
Remember it. Remember your only problem with the Japanese later. Racist. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's just everything they do. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just
Nah,
the anime.
We'll get into it. No, this drink.
I don't know, man. I mean, because the vodka helped, but it's still just a little too much cranberry for me.
Too much rum.
It's too much rum. Honestly, not enough rum on this one.
There should be more rum in this cranberry vodka.
You know,
drink.
a cranberry simple syrup I think would go great with a daiquiri, like a little cranberry daiquiri.
Yeah, cranberry daiquiri.
Just make a cranberry daiquiri. Don't bother with this.
Well,
'Cause then you still have your
yeah.
lime juice.
Yeah.
You still have your simple, and you still have your spirit.
Well, this is the thing: is you get the base drink, and then you can modify it with flavor.
Yeah. Well, and also I like cranberry. I don't know. Just the balance is off.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's a very tart.
Yeah. Well, and then it's all
Liquid.
because of that TV show too. I don't know. Anyway, Brandon, earlier before we recorded, you said you had something you want to talk about. Do you remember what that was?
I believe we talked about it. It was the new spot.
Oh, just that bar place.
Yeah, the burger
okay,
joint
all right, my bad.
that's got all the cocktails and stuff.
Shoot. Well, anyway, Brandon.
and then another thing.
All right.
At the bottom of the cocktail menu, it said
At the bar restaurant you were
the
at.
burger place. Yeah, it said $12 beers for the kitchen staff.
That's nice.
I see that every once in
There
a while.
was
and I'm
somewhere
like, that is
else
so
I
cool.
saw that, and I was like, that's good.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Beers for the kitchen staff.
What if it's like torture? Like they're like just making them shotgun beers. I'm like, please, I'm trying to make burgers. I can't. I've been to Barbados. I'm practically living in Barbados at this point. It's just a punishment. You think you're doing a nice thing. That'd be so funny. That'd be like a good SNL skit. Well, maybe not SNL. I don't really like SNL anymore.
My brother worked at a kitchen when he was in college. He was of drinking age. But the kitchen staff was, mostly Mexican, or at least
Racist.
The cooks.
I'm just
were.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
But he was like, yeah. After every once in a while after a shift, we'll go out to one of the cooks' cars and just have like a beer or two or something.
Yeah.
He also worked at a restaurant that like made their own beer and stuff. So
speaking of Mexicans in the kitchen, I'm going somewhere with this. It's not a stereotype, but there was this Chinese food place I really liked, and it was back in Arizona, and this lady was like, "Oh my god, this is the best like Chinese food I've ever had." Like, and it was a white lady.
I think I remember this story.
Have I told you this?
I think so.
Maybe.
You might have said it on the podcast.
I don't think so, because I just made it up now. No, I'm just kidding. It was real. But she's like, "Oh, this is the best. Like, can I like talk to the chef?" And like this Mexican guy comes out, and she was like, "Oh." Like, it was just funny that he was just like a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't
Yeah.
even like, because like I don't know. I feel
It's
like
not like he grew up making the food,
Yeah.
or he like lived. He could have.
but I also feel
But-
like I don't know, like now like being a chef is kind of like this hip and trendy thing. They're all looking like Carmy from The Bear or
Yes.
like Roy Choi kind of
Yes.
thing. But it was just this like not to be like mean, but he kind of looked like a grub. He had this like little thin mustache, and he was like old as hell. Like it was just he was just a guy, and then she was just like,
he's just good at what he does.
Yeah, and she was like, this is just not what I was expecting.
Well, that just shows that you don't have to be from that culture to
yeah.
make the food really well.
But it's just it's just funny seeing
Well,
someone's
it's like
expectations.
It's like all the white dudes go over to France to learn how to do fine dining.
I know.
You don't have to be French.
Honestly, just do HelloFresh for like 2 months. You know
I am a genius in the kitchen.
I
am a Picasso with a knife.
we did a free trial of like one of those meal box things, and I was like, man, like I could do it better than this. But then I was like, yeah, but I don't want to go shopping. I don't want to have to get any. I was like, you know what, it's worth it. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as I'm like, this is all right, but I'm like, yeah, but that means I have to go out and do something.
And I watch like a couple chefs on YouTube or whatever. And
Yeah, you like that one guy, and I see his cookbook. I'm like, this fucking guy, I can't stand him. The guy with the long hair.
I love them. But no, a lot of those things are like make the meal the way it's supposed to be first, and then if you get the meal again, then that's when you can start tweaking it.
Oh yeah, because you gotta because I mean and that's something
Because you don't know what the flavor profile is yet.
Well, and that's also a thing with cocktails too that I've noticed. Same
Yeah,
thing. Cocktails is a
yes.
lot like cooking, but I know someone who's like, oh well, I was making these drinks and I did this and that, and I don't know how to feel about it. I'm like, yeah, because you started off with something crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, this is an exception. It's not the example, but like my boss, he was talking about how he started like making old fashions, and he had this blackberry whiskey, and I
Right.
was like, that actually sounds pretty good. And you're
then-
lucky that worked because you could have gotten something
could've
wild
screwed it up.
and it not work.
Well, I got this peanut butter whiskey, and I got this grape
God.
jelly whiskey, and then I tried to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Maybe like some shots of peanut butter whiskey, but like I don't understand how there's such a market for that. Like but also I'm looking at it of like what can I make for the pod? Because really, this is the only time I'm making these crazy cocktails, and then I make them at home because I know about them. But how many? I mean, there are some people.
There's a space for it with like boozy milkshakes.
Yeah.
and, like,
that's true. I didn't even
espresso
think
martinis.
about that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I left you guys out. I didn't mean to.
There is a dessert cocktail market, and that's where those go.
Yeah. One thing I'm always like worried about those because I'm going to these liquor stores all the time. Sometimes I go in just to look around and see what's what, and then maybe I'll like buy a bottle and be like, what can I do with this?
See, I can't do that because I walk out with too many things.
No, Brandon, I do too. But I'm just
We're
know
not.
what I mean?
We're not allowed to just go peruse a liquor store.
yeah,
Are
it's
you kidding me?
It's very rare I don't get something because there's a Total Wine on my way home from work. I'm like, what am I going to do for the pod? Okay. Well, because I try to keep a good rotation of the base spirit.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times what I'll do, though, is I'll go in and I'll look for, like, the accessories, the secondary ingredients. And I'm
right.
like, what can I do with this? And then I'll be like, oh, ginger liqueur. I'll look up ginger liqueur recipes, and then maybe
Pickle bitters.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll go home and I'll, like, look it up in the books where have other people used it. And
Is
so,
it worth me buying?
Yeah, or I just buy it. And then I'm like,
Now I
oh, it
gotta
doesn't go
figure
with
it out.
anything.
I gotta figure it
But
out.
but anyway, I'm like I'm afraid these people think I'm like because I have like a rewards thing at all of these places.
Of course.
And then they're like, you have a lot of points. I'm like, save it. But
I always like use it.
oh really? I
the-
like hoard my points.
The Randall's one is the dumbest reward.
I have like $100 saved at Barnes and Noble from all my rewards from like 20 years. I'm
God.
like, just keep it.
The,
I was like, do you want it? I'm not gonna use it.
the Randall's one is the worst because you just have to like make the rewards in the month and spend them by the end of the
Oh, that
month.
sucks.
Yeah, it doesn't roll over. It's just like
That explains why I have no rewards.
when I have rewards, I'm like, I want a booze bag this month.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah,
Jesus.
but that's the thing, though, is I'm going to these places and I'm like buying some of these bottles, and I'm like, man, these people think I'm like crazy. I'm like, what if my health insurance looks at like how much I'm buying? But the thing is you have no idea how many. Thankfully, this podcast we will like use up half a bottle with all of this.
yeah.
No, we only have two, but you know what I mean. Like,
well, when we make Danielle a drink,
but
or
yeah,
whatever,
so we're
we
normally
kinda-
making like
yeah.
3 to 4 drinks twice.
right.
So we burn through the bottles, but I'm also like, I have so many half-filled bottles in my basement that I'm like, do I have this? And I'm like over there fishing around and all that. And so, but
Sounds
I'm
like we need to make you some shelves that
do,
display
honestly.
them so you can see them
That's very
and light
true.
them up properly.
oh yeah,
Sounds like a fun project.
that would be a lot of fun. Well,
Should we
thankfully,
get into that?
yeah. Oh, that's what also we were going to kind of talk about too. Sorry. Yeah. So some projects. Oh, but before that, keep that in mind. And I kind of talked about this last week, but like I put the Campari in the bitters bottles. I'm actually looking for more obscure uses for some
Yeah.
of these things, like the Campari bitters, like using that as
dude.
a bitter.
The
Like a
thing
gin
you-
and tonic with some Campari bitters, I think would be amazing because gin works with the Negroni.
I don't want to say it, but the thing you sent me today,
And I forgot what I sent you, so it'll be a surprise for me too.
Thomas Cut Projects, dude.
Projects, my brother in Christ.
I might be literally building a bar.
That'd be badass. I actually saw something on Instagram today of like how cheap you can actually do it.
Yeah, so
Because you can make something and then paint it, and you're like, wow, that looks a lot better.
right. And so don't
Earmuffs,
earmuffs.
Danielle.
Hopefully she doesn't hear. I really want to do a quartz top that matches our countertops, which is not going to be cheap by any means,
No.
and it's also going to be heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
But
That would look
the
nice.
reason I might be actually
Ooh,
building
and then I would do some beadboard. I mean, that's just me. I love beadboard, but go on.
The reason I might be actually building our bar is because I've been perusing Facebook Marketplace. I've been perusing like Wayfair, like all those
Real
places.
quick, man. I'm sorry. This drink is hitting, bro.
Yeah.
I'm fighting for my life right now. I'm just kidding. No, but I'm just like sitting here. I'm like, whoa.
Whoa.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
What's
No,
those
I
extra
actually
shots we
just
put in?
I actually just bought like a little new. Well, I didn't buy a bar thing was bought.
Yeah.
Like I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm going to be doing. Sorry, go on. I feel bad I said I bought.
No, it's fine. I haven't found one that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I might just have to build it.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Facebook Marketplace, man.
If you can build things, the world is your oyster.
That's very true. You know,
You
people
can
used to
build
build
whatever you want.
things, Brandon. I don't know if you knew this.
I don't know if you knew this.
Things weren't always in a factory.
People used to build their own house.
Yeah.
Oh, my grandfather built this house in 1901
Yeah.
with his bare hands.
I'm like, how?
And a hammer because they didn't have nailers back then.
Did he 3D print it? I don't know how to build a house.
He went to the store, got wood,
Nah, that's already too much work, man.
and they probably didn't have power tools, so he
No, you just have to-
hand sawed the wood
Have you,
to length.
bro, if you ever played the game Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a scene towards the end of the game where this guy's like, oh, I like bought all this land and I need to build a house, and you're like, okay, I'll help you. And you're literally helping him. You're like picking up the wood and walking it over and hammering it. It's fun though, because they're like playing this little like folksy song, and like all of the hammers is in time with the thing. It's fun. It's fun, but it's just like a damn. People really used to have to go out here, like having to pour your own foundation. I would. Sorry, this creaky box. I would not want to pour my own foundation because I'm not good at concrete.
They didn't have YouTube back then either. You just had
Yeah,
to
no.
know how to do it, or you did it wrong.
You had to read a book,
and you found
Gross.
out you did it
Yeah.
wrong.
I know all those uneven floors. Oh gosh.
Yeah, we were talking today because we did our final walkthrough on the house that we're gonna probably get rid of that deck and everything.
I
And
thought you were gonna say we're probably gonna get rid of the house. I'm like, bro, where are you moving? An empty lot?
there's so many things that I'm doing to this house that are just like kind of unnecessary. Like we don't have to do it, but I'm doing it because we're gonna make it like a really nice place to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So I say things sometimes and people look at me wild, and I just go, "Wait till you see it."
Well, then when we all see it, we're gonna be like, "Oh, Brandon, we were right. This is not good."
It's either gonna be that, or it's gonna be like, "Oh my God,
Yeah, you're gonna be like,
who
yeah,
did you pay to come in?"
You're gonna
here
be
and
like,
do
"No,
this?"
it's great. I got rid of the deck, and now it's just a sheer drop. It's so much faster." No, that'll be good. I've never built a deck, so I don't know how useful I'll be, but I'd love to help you with some projects.
Well, I don't need to build the deck. I need to unbuild the deck.
Well, then what are you gonna put there instead?
There's already a concrete pad.
But aren't you gonna have to build some stairs or something?
Yeah, we could get some stairs poured, or I can work on learning how to do
All right, I was
concrete.
gonna say 'cause
and
I don't really
can-
know how to build stairs either.
I
Or
can put some concrete stairs there.
no, I can do concrete. I'm just not like great at it.
Well, the problem is the rebar and all that, and bending and cutting metal, and I may pay somebody to put some stairs in. I don't know. We'll see.
You would not have lasted in 1801 when you had 1901 when you built your own house.
Well, listen now, you son of a bitch. Now I got to do it.
Yeah.
Now I got to do it myself because you make me sound
Yeah,
like
no,
I need
but it'll
to.
be good, man. I'm excited to see the house as it goes. I've seen the pictures. That looks nice.
We have a blank slate
If
backyard.
you guys want to see it, it's 123 Big Dick Boy Lane. Zip code 638294.
You got the first three right, so I was
Oh,
like,
well,
where is
shit,
he going? Where is he? He's going to
censor
actually
that.
say it?
No, I don't know.
It's the same zip code you got, probably.
58250.
Yeah, we're going to live, like, on each side of a bar. Like, we could easily just meet halfway at a bar, which is, like,
What was it like?
2 minutes
Like that
away.
video you sent me. It's like,
Oh,
could be the move.
Don't tell her. Earmuffs.
Yeah, never mind then. You'll see it when it happens, people. You'll see us on the streets. Honestly, wait till you see us zipping around on those Honda scooters.
Those Honda Ruckuses, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna be rolling. Dude, you know what is so funny is we were talking about this. I'm like, oh gosh, like $1,500. I don't know if I can swing that right now, bro. I had to get like my transmission fixed, and they're like, yeah, it's $2,000. I'm like, I should have just fucking bought the Honda
Could've bought
Ruckus.
a Ruckus.
I know, I could have ditched this thing and then just drove the Honda.
That's right.
And then
Those
died
things
on
go
the way
pretty
to work.
fast.
I know. That would be so much fun. I want to so bad.
Don't drink and scoop.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been like looking at like cool little helmets too. I'm all into it. I'm like, what kind of helmet do I want to get?
Listen. I'm gonna put it in the budget.
Oh yeah.
We gonna get scooters.
Call Dave Ramsey, be like, I'm sorry, I'm so in debt. He's like, well, what'd you buy? And you're like, a Honda Ruckus. I bought 9 of them for me and all my friends. And he'll be like, that was a worthy purchase. Don't worry about it. You gotta quit the avocado toast. He never says that. I listen to the Dave Ramsey show sometimes. He never really goes on about that.
Really?
Yeah, the avocado toast. It was a meme. I don't know if you're familiar with a meme, but it was born on Instagram with some reels. Or TikTok. I don't know. People tell me Instagram is just TikTok a month
What's
later.
TikTok? Is that
Vine, but worse?
Is that thing that people send me and I don't open it because I don't have it?
Yeah,
got it.
that's it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm in this face group.
Chinese spyware?
Yeah, I'm in this Facebook group chat, and someone's always putting TikToks in the thing, and then it's just
Get
like,
out of here.
if I wanted to watch this, send it. I don't know, man. It's just weird.
Find it on Instagram
Like,
Reels and send it to
I
me.
send you something on Instagram because it's something on Instagram. I would never text you an Instagram reel.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you only text me if it's something. You only text me if my mom is in the hospital, and you never call me. And if someone calls me, I'm like, what the hell was that about?
Yeah. I started cold calling on FaceTime.
What?
Occasionally.
Just to fuck with your friends?
No, I mean, well, I have stuff to talk about, but
Well, no, but I just mean but that would just be so weird. I'm like, Brandon, hello? Are you okay? Are you in the hospital?
Like I got new golf shoes, and I was FaceTiming people. Like, you got to see these golf shoes.
See, that is
These are
pretty
sick.
funny though. See, that'd be
You know
fun.
who I got that
Next
from?
time we smoke a cigar, we should start doing that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go through the whole codex.
The Codex, the
Codex.
fucking
The
Rolodex.
You know who I got that from?
No.
Bert Kreischer.
No, God damn it.
He does that on the podcast. Let's FaceTime him.
Oh yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, man.
Should we FaceTime somebody right now? See
I
what
don't know
they say?
who would answer. I can FaceTime my little Facebook group and see what they say.
Let's see. Let's get somebody obscure.
Hold on, let me
So
see if
that
I
it
can
would be
get-
really
Let me
weird.
see if I can get the Twilight meme people on here.
I'm gonna go down to the end of the contacts list because that's where all the weird names are. End in W.
And so if your name starts with W, you're just an obscure individual.
Something. Why do I have Josh in here twice? No. And then you got to be like, okay, do they have a iPhone? Because
Oh, I just do the Facebook video chat.
you dirty person.
I don't have an iPhone.
Yeah, well, get one. Stop being dirty.
Nah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not a sheep like you.
Sheep. Nah, dude, I just got a superior device. That person's probably working.
I don't know why you try FaceTiming Danielle.
We don't
I'm just
have
kidding.
to do
It's
this.
okay. We don't have to.
We don't have to do this, but I just see. Oh, this one for sure.
Oh God.
If they don't answer, this is gonna be upsetting. It's 4:45. Answer your phone. Boo! Corner Goblin is exiled from the podcast.
Yikes! All right, cut it. Cut all that. Cut all that.
Cut the dead air, but keep
I was
in
gonna cut all that shit. All right, I'll keep it in that your friends don't want to talk to you.
keep it in that Corner Goblin is exiled from the podcast for not
Honestly,
answering.
just cut all of it and then just have Corner Goblin is out and then refuse to elaborate.
I think you could cut that perfectly. That would make sense.
Yeah, no, it'll be no problem.
Yeah, but I think that'd be a fun bit sometime.
Absolutely.
I'll get a list going.
Brent, I'm fighting for my fucking life with this stuffy nose, man.
Yeah,
I've
that's
had
the
COVID.
rough
This is
stuff,
worse.
Yeah,
Because it's just enough to be inconvenient.
stuffy noses are the worst.
Yeah,
It's like the little because then you're a mouth breather.
I know. It's all loud on the microphone. And then you have bad breath because you're just breathing air, outside air. It's like people that sleep with their mouth open have worse morning breath.
Okay,
It's like a thing, I think. I don't know. At least I feel that way.
don't do that.
Oh, sorry.
Gross. That was so gross in my ears, dude.
But anyway, man, it's crazy. This is potentially the last podcast we have in this house.
Oh, very likely.
Yeah,
'Cause
last.
A week from yesterday, we're moving all the big stuff. So
That's crazy, man.
yeah,
I
So
know.
this is the last.
Yeah, so
podcast in the
Brandon's
house.
moving. He's over here texting me. He's like, "Hey, do you want to help me move?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'm available this day." And he's like, "Great, can't wait to have you help with the washer and dryer." I'm like, "All right, well, shit, maybe I don't want to help you move anymore. That sounds like it sucks." No, I'm just kidding. I'm hyped. It'll be a good time, man. I'm excited for you.
The only heavy straining items washer,
Okay.
because generally once you use those for the first time, they're full of water for the rest of the time you have them. And then this couch I'm sitting on right now, that is a hide-a-bed.
The grandma's basement couch that you've been holding on to?
Sunroom couch, first of all.
Oh, sorry.
Second of all, we have a nice cover over the top of it.
I'm not going to
now.
lie. I was like making fun of my mom about it because she was like, oh, yeah, they're moving to this place. And it's like they're probably just bringing their current furniture, including that grandma couch. I know.
She's trying, but
Brandon, just get
when,
like
when I got the cover,
just
dude,
get like a groovy futon, man.
futons are so uncomfortable, and I'm not going to put my parents on a futon, Thomas.
Or you just have a hostile environment and then no one wants to stay over. So like get a hotel.
We do have a hostile environment with that living room tiger we have.
Oh yeah, that guy. He's a real rat bastard, I tell you what. Yeah, I don't know, man. It'll be a good time. Have you are you just going over there with what you have now? Or you got your eyes on any furniture you're gonna be buying for it?
We're definitely going over with what we got for right now.
Okay. Yeah, furniture sucks, man.
We thought about maybe getting a new living room couch because that one's kind of wearing out.
Yeah.
Although, when I'm sick or she's sick, we sleep on that. It's really nice to sleep on.
Yeah, well, I mean, my current couch, I'm adamant that it's too big, and I'm like, we need a smaller couch. But it's great for sleeping on.
Yeah.
But it's dangerous because
Right.
you sleep out there too much. As soon as you sit down, you're like, maybe I could take a nap. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm a fan of a small couch. Like
Yeah.
I like a small couch.
Like you mean like a normal couch? Like before
I
they had
might
sectionals
even, I
that
might
were way
even
too
go smaller than that.
big? Okay. Yeah, like almost like a two-seater.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little tight though.
Or maybe a 2.5. I don't know. I like a more.
It's a little tight.
Yeah, I know. But then I get like a nice good chair. Yeah, similar but different.
No, I know. That chair.
The arms on that chair are too big. If it was like a little more like narrow on the sides, like it didn't have arms, it just kind of had like little sides to it, then that size is good.
So growing up, that was the chair that my parents had,
Mm-hmm.
and when we had sleepovers and stuff, all my friends would sleep in that thing.
Yeah.
They love it to death.
Piled on top of each other? Wow, that's interesting.
No, just the one.
I'm just kidding.
The only friend I had. And now Danielle has overtaken it.
That chair was for the boys, Danielle. Look
Well,
what you've done.
You know what? She's getting a whole room to be cozy in and do her crafts and stuff.
But Brandon can't get a man cave. Absolutely disgusting.
I am getting a man cave.
Never
but
mind.
She said, "Are you going to put all that goofy shit on the walls and ruin the aesthetic of the house?"
Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie. I was making fun of you and my mom about that too. They're like, oh, because I was telling her about how you're moving in this house. I'm like, yeah. And then he's got his man cave. You know that fucking. I don't know what I said exactly, but I was like, all that goofy shit on the walls.
Okay, so I may not put all the goofy shit
Yeah.
on the walls because it's such a nice place, but I have some like.
All right, Danielle
Oh my
is sick of
God.
the slander. She's like, I need to defend myself.
This man cave, the spare bedroom has like these gorgeous stained glass windows, and it just like has the potential to be a really cool, vibey place, which can be his man cave and be where you guys podcast, but you just know he's going to ruin it with this weird shit he has. But I was thinking,
That goofy.
so there's like
Bears
the windows
poster.
on both sides. If you framed the like design layout that they left for us, I thought that would be cool to like hang up on the wall in there, because that's like man cavey, but not like,
Yeah, architecture. That's real
Yeah.
man shit.
yeah, it's like cool,
Frank Lloyd Wright was a man.
and it's not gonna ruin the aesthetic. Like, I'm not taking that plant room and making it goofy. I'm making it really cool. No, that was for the bathroom. I wanted to do cute little like a cherry bathroom.
That's like that's very 90s. You
It's
know, like
coming
how
back in.
you know how like 90s moms would have their like strawberry themed kitchen, and you'd be like,
No,
what the hell?
it's not gonna be like that. I was just gonna have like, I have cherry disco balls.
I'd have cherry wallpaper, a
No.
cherry shower curtain, cherry towels,
No,
cherry
only-
disco balls for when you want to have a party.
It's only a cherry disco ball, and I wanted like a cherry rug. That was it.
Interesting.
The rug was cute, and all my friends were like, "Oh my god, that's the cutest bathroom ever." And I was like, "Well, I can't do it, so."
Talking about goofy shit, you should see the fucking mat she got for that
All right,
bathroom.
it sounds like she has two goofy things, and you got everything in these fucking boxes.
Okay, so listen. I may not be putting all that goofy shit up.
Well, the thing is, now that I know it's in that stained glass room, you can have a real cool, like not even speakeasy vibe, but kind of like a cool cigar lounge vibe.
I want to do that so bad.
And that's where we put the Bears pennants. That's where we put the One Piece flag, and that's where I put my 13-year-old half-naked chick. No, sorry, the half-naked chick poster you have when you're 13. The 13-year-old half-naked chick.
So I don't have any books and I don't really read, but I would kind of want to make it like a library.
Oh, dude,
type
I have a
vibe.
lot of really cool books in Arizona that would fit perfectly, but they're too heavy to ship.
I mean, I have 2 cocktail books.
Yeah, no, dude. There's you can find some cool stuff. You can spend hundreds of dollars on all the cocktail books I have.
Well, you know what? At least they are like art pieces that would look good on a shelf.
Yeah,
in a
thankfully
man
most of
cave.
them are pretty good.
No, I have an idea of what I maybe want it to look like, and then I just don't know what to do with all my goofy shit. Then
I don't know, Brandon. I mean,
get rid of my memories, dude.
you could keep a couple of Bears things, but there's some things that are like a little silly. Like I like your Steins and your decanters. That's all cool, but like,
Yeah, that
how
all
many
fits.
Bears blankets do you have?
2.
Oh, all right, never mind. They're gonna be like 8.
I mean, we could get a lift-up table like we have in the living room that we could put them in, and they're
Yeah,
not
that'd be
sitting
good.
out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it'll find itself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think you're gonna figure it out. And then, like, you know,
I'm
there is a
not gonna-
time when you're like, all right, maybe I don't need that. What was that thing? It's like Boy's House.
Oh, the man cave?
Bacon's
Man
good.
cave
and
rules.
I have the remote. Yeah, your man cave rules. Maybe you don't need that one.
Yeah, well,
That's
one
like
was
something
a,
you'd
that was
get
like
at-
a TJ Maxx.
Yeah, I was about
find.
to say that's
I
what you
could
get
probably-
at TJ Maxx.
Yeah, I could probably sell that on Marketplace or something for a couple bucks.
Then you might have to pay someone to take it. No, I'm
I
just
don't
kidding.
think I will.
But yeah, man, no, it'll find itself. You know what I mean? It's hard to find a vibe. I
It's
mean,
not hard to find it's
it's hard. It's hard to adhere to a vibe, I guess.
I think it's hard to make your vision a reality a lot
I
of
agree.
times for
But
that.
you got to get a cool lamp, man. I just got a cool lamp.
That fucking lamp is cool.
No, like a little lamp, like a little table lamp. I'm getting big into lighting lately.
Is that not a
No,
table
that's
lamp?
that's not what. I don't know. It's a little goofy. No, it's okay.
Goofy. It's
It's just a little industrial.
Rustic. Yeah, it's industrial. It's rustic. It's
I think rustic would fit with stained glass windows.
yeah. We ain't trying to go rustic. Honestly, we're trying to go a little more modern. She would not like this, but I kind of want to change those stained glass windows. I still want to keep them.
wouldn't.
I still want to keep them stained glass. I just want a different like pattern.
I'm glad you're paying for that shit. I'm much more
Paying
of a,
for it. She ordered a kit to do it.
Oh, all right. Never mind then. Oh, never mind
What
again.
are you talking about? Never mind. She was going to order a kit to do it. She was going to
my friend that might be moving here, her minor is in glass.
like her child.
No, like her minor in college.
How do you minor in glass?
I don't know. It's a thing.
Minor in glass blowing or something.
Maybe, I don't know. But she knows all about glass.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't really know that much about it, but
Maybe she'll
you
make
know, some
some stained
people think glass is a liquid. It's not true.
Who?
And some people think it's frozen air.
You're making shit up.
No, like people think that, and then people are like, "No, it's like sand that you like." Like it makes more sense for it to be a liquid than frozen air, and then people are like, "No."
I do know.
I mean, they're probably 12, but
I
you
do know if you were to look at like 100-year-old window, like the bottom is thicker than the top because it sags over time.
kind of, or maybe that was just best practice at the time to put the heavier side on the bottom.
Oh, that could be. But then I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I was gonna say something, but anyway, I'm more of a mid-century modern guy, and it's it's
Like this, like that fireplace.
Yeah, like that fireplace, not the rest of the room.
Yeah, no.
But except I would have that fireplace, but in orange
Oh, yeah, like a almost
or a mustard yellow.
burnt orange.
Yeah.
There's one of these background videos kind of fits the aesthetic of what I want for the man cave. I've played it before, but it looks like Slytherin common room almost. Minus the
I remember
green.
that.
Oh, there's some. Oh, that one.
Yeah, no. So you would add the green because this one looks more like the Hufflepuff common room.
No, I'm just saying like it gives Slytherin.
Well, yeah,
common
but
room
no,
vibes.
but then I was talking about the Slytherin. You would have the green windows because it's underneath the lake. But if it was a lighter wood, that'd be Hufflepuff for sure. But I know what you mean. I love those like overstuffed leather chairs and couches though.
I
See, that's like the
have-
size of couch I like. That's a little ornate, but like that little 2-seater, 2.5.
I've been keeping an eye out for a couple of matching leather chairs.
Dude,
But
I'm always a little.
you know who needs to find them and pay
Mom-
for
my
them
mom.
and give them to us.
Yeah. You sent me this one thing of like a barber chair, and I was like, that would be pretty sweet to have
It's
in a bar
got-
man cave.
It's got ashtrays in it.
Yeah.
Like it's perfect.
Yeah, there are always some cool barber chairs up for sale. I'm like, damn, that's badass. I don't know, man. That's a whole vibe.
I have a vision for the shed man cave bar.
So you're definitely a little more 20s speakeasy. That's kind of more your
Uh-huh.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of been a new thing as of like this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I've fallen into. I'm
Yeah.
like, I really like that, like black bookcase shelving, dark wood, maybe some like block.
And some good like ornateness, because everything, like everyone back then was like a craftsman, so everything
Yeah.
has like really nice details to it. And honestly, St. Louis kind of has that vibe. Like
Oh,
if you
yeah,
walk through
yeah,
those old
yeah.
neighborhoods, you see it in
Yeah.
all like the brickwork, and like you go into old buildings and like the floors and all of that. It's so
right
cool.
across the street, they have like cement, like gargoyles almost.
Oh yeah, I love that shit.
Stuff like
Anheuser
that.
has Bevo the Fox on the corners,
Uh-huh.
and he's drinking a mug of Bevo, which was like a bread soda, which is beer, but I guess that was non-alcoholic. Like imagine like a Cheerios soda with no booze. Disgusting. Get it out of
What's
here.
the point? Like a non-alcoholic beer.
I know
What's
it's like
the
when
point?
it's like when I was doing dry January and I did the Bud Zero. It's a pretty good non-alcoholic
Yeah,
beer, but I was
yeah.
like,
What's
I
the
just
point?
wouldn't drink beer.
Yeah. Give me my LaCroix.
Oh, LaCroix are so good. I've
So
been drinking.
good.
Whenever I go to like a different sparkling water, I'm like, it just doesn't hit.
Nah.
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 Oh, well.
I've been on the tangerines lately.
You're more exciting than me. I rarely leave the limoncello and the key lime. Every once in a while I go pamplemousse, but
I had to go away from those for a while because I drank too many of them, I think.
Yeah,
And I
they're
kind of
too
got
good.
bored of them.
not me. Not me.
Yeah, I've seen you drink them. You drink them like
Honestly,
one gulp.
throw the lemon vodka in the limoncello. Or just throw the regular vodka because it's good on its own.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, Brendan, getting thirsty for some LaCroix, so I'm going to have to peel on out of here.
I think so.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I think you need to get the F out of this house.
I mean, I think I'm craving a LaCroix myself.
Yeah, no, that'll be good. I don't know, man. Cosmos.
Not
It's
the move.
there. Yeah, I don't
It's a
think
drink.
It's the move.
It's overhyped. Should not be a common name.
I mean, the
Or
daiquiri
common-
we drank in like 2 seconds.
Oh, those went down cool.
Yeah,
With
I
the
don't know.
quickness, as
I'm
they
just-
say.
I don't think it's balanced. I guess it fits with the 80s, but it's just not what I'm interested in.
Yeah, no, pass.
Yeah, all right. I guess I don't have anything else. Sorry, I was trying to think of something funny to say.
That's all right.
Anyway, Brandon, last pod here. Kind of crazy. End of an era. Like
End of
2.5
an era.
years. Like since we've been doing this. No, not 2. 1.5 years. 2 years since we've like been hanging out and you've lived here.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The next place we could paint the walls if we want.
Oh, that'll be nice. But I don't know. Everyone at home, you're just gonna have to stay tuned. You know, we're not. You know, we've kind of gone to this every other week format for right now.
Yeah, that's
so
kind of where it's landing right now.
you know, we're gonna keep you updated, and it'll be a fun time being in the bar, being in the man cave with the goofy shit on or off the walls. I'm still excited either way, Brandon.
You can cut this out if you want, but they're going to be hearing this the Thursday before St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. Well, maybe Saturday we could do like a third drink for Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
like a 30-minute.
Actually, that would be perfect because she's doing like a girls' night sleepover thing.
At the house?
No, at fucking
oh.
undisclosed third friend.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
And
Which I'm gonna be there,
are
but
you
like
really?
separate.
Oh, at a different thing.
Well, no, I'm gonna be at that parade,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not with her.
Right.
Harlots.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we could do a.
Yeah, so we're gonna move stuff that day, and then so that night she's going to do that. So we might have to break in the new house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not break in.
Well,
as
yeah,
in,
no.
like, get
Bust
into
in
it.
a
No.
window. Like I actually didn't buy it. Yeah, no. So we can figure something out. So look forward to that, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
If we do it, it'll be a couple days from now, and if we don't, sorry.
Oops.
But yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we're just looking forward to that, Brandon. So before you move into the new house, where can they find you?
At Brandon Churchill on YouTube, Brandon_Churchill_95 on Instagram, at Brandon Churchill without the U and Churchill on Twitter. Find me in the streets.
And on the YouTube, whoa, no, whoops. As for me, you can find me on Instagram at CaptCoolKid. That is CAPT, Cool Kid. And then as well as Bad Boy of Botany. As for the Instagram, we've rebranded a bit, Brandon. We are now just Gin and Thomas. So if you search Gin and Thomas Podcast, I don't know if it pops up. But we're just Gin and Thomas now. And then we're also on YouTube, but I believe that is at Gin and Thomas Podcast or Gin and Thomas Pod. So I'll look into maybe swapping that over. But last week and then this week, we've been doing like how to make the drink. Quick, couple minutes just to show you what's going on. So go ahead, head over there. Comment what drink you want to see next, like it, share, what you know what to do, people. And then don't forget to share the show. Don't forget to leave a review. Rate it 5 stars on your platform of choice. Write a review on Apple. It really helps us find new people. I'll read out some good ones.
Yeah, we talked about that. We
talked about it, but I haven't checked if I have any new ones.
Regardless on if they're good or not.
Yeah.
If they're a 5-star,
sucks.
we might consider
5
reading it.
stars.
Yeah. That's fine. I'll read that one.
Thomas never called me back. 5 stars.
Yes.
That would have to be an old one because I'm retired from the Root
From
Red
the game.
Yeah. No,
Retired from the game.
yeah. But I don't know. Is that it? That's all we shout out?
Yes, but we do this when we remember it.
Oh, you have a card ready?
They're right.
You can grab one.
They're right behind you in that box. I don't know if they're readily available.
Hold on.
Pause.
All right, here. You know what? You pause. I'm gonna go. All right. So I don't know, Brent. I kind of like it. It's like when we remember. Sometimes.
Yeah.
No consistency. And if this is your favorite part of the show, you have to listen to the whole thing to find out whether or not you get it.
It's a happy surprise.
Yeah.
This is the 2 of clubs.
2 of clubs.
The title is Ego.
As Ryan Holiday says, ego is the enemy.
History shows us that excessive pride only leads to folly.
That's it?
That's it.
I'm inclined to agree. There's, I don't know, that's like every like good fall of an empire story. This guy was just like, no, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
Or no, I can do it.
I could do
No,
this.
But Ryan Holiday, he has a book called Ego is the Enemy, and each chapter is only like 3 to 5 pages.
Yeah.
And it's just stories of like stuff like that, like when you let your ego get in the way, and it's just your undoing.
Happens a lot.
And honestly, there's like nothing better than like totally crushing it and be like, oh well, okay, like just playing it cool, being like humble while crushing it. Mm-hmm. But then like when you're super egotistical, people are like, is this egg sucker gonna lose? I'm sick of him.
Right.
And people start rooting against you.
Happens all the time.
I know. Look at. I don't know. I forgot. I don't have an example, but it's out there. Yeah. I don't really keep track of these people. But anyway, Brandon, that was very good. And I think we should take that lesson into the weekend with us. Don't let your ego get the best of you. Especially, ego, different between like proudful world leaders and empires, and then maybe just someone hurting your ego when you're out and about. But like, we have a big drinking weekend coming up, St. Patrick's Day. Don't let someone being a jerk and like insulting your ego let you get into some dumb fight. Yeah. That shit's dumb because a lot of people get into fights over that stuff. You either win or you get your butt kicked, but then it's just like, you had to get in a fist fight, maybe get arrested.
Yeah.
Knock someone's teeth out. Dumb.
Don't let it
Shouldn't
ruin
do
your
that.
day either.
Yeah.
Brush it off. Move on. Have fun. Stay safe.
Absolutely. I don't know. People out there are weird. But yeah, I don't know. I hope we do the third drink. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It does sound like
hopefully
fun.
You hear from us.
Hopefully.
I think we will.
Well, yeah, it's like 2 minutes from you.
Yeah, well, no, it's literally like
we could throw something together.
It will not be difficult to do it all.
Right.
So, I don't know, Brandon. It's about that time, I think.
Someone's getting real low.
Someone's getting low. I'm getting tired. These allergies make me a little sleepy. So, but gosh. Anyway, you know how we close it out here, everybody. Please drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and con a boat. Don't drink and scoot. Because let me tell you, when I rev up and I'm going 25 miles an hour on a Honda Ruckus. No, I'm just kidding. Always wear a helmet when you drive those things too. But yeah, don't be drinking and go on anything fast. No, that's it, right? That's the end of it. Yep. Anyway, everybody, be safe, be kind, and good night.
Bye.